dating wants to get married. Vision is so important. If you are dating somebody and one is going left, one is going right, there will be so much conflict and there is really no point of you people being there in the first place. Somebody in their 30s should have a vision of where they're going to. Hi loves, welcome to this real and safe space. If it's your first time here, you are absolutely welcome. Your presence means a lot to me and is well appreciated on this channel. I really feel these questions are super important to ask and also very, very good to know how the person you're dealing with thinks. Yeah, this is one thing that will be super helpful to you on your next date. You don't necessarily have to ask all of these at once. You could pick the ones that really applies to your situation. The first question I have here is, why did your last relationship end and what role did you have to play? It is super important you know this, and it is also very, very important you know the role the person has to play, because most times a lot of people are not responsible enough to take responsibility for the role they had in whatever situation happened. And I just want to state that anyone who is constantly bashing their ex and constantly saying foul things about their ex is not someone who is responsible and accountable, because no matter how much our ex did mean and bad things or could have done mean and bad things to you as a person, you also had your role to play. You were not a complete saint in it, and that is just the truth. So everybody has their own role to play in why situations end. Next question is, what did you learn from your last relationship? This is very important because a lot of people get into situations and don't actively learn lessons. A lot of people get into relationships for the wrong reasons. Another question you want to ask is, how was growing up like? You want to know how their background was, so you have an understanding of why they act the way they act, because background is very important and it plays a huge role in how we behave and how we operate as adults right now. So you want to have like you might not completely know thoroughly how this person is, but it will give you an idea of how they would treat you in your current partnership. Next question, what is your relationship like with your parents, your siblings? Next question says, do you have any wounds or trauma you are healing from or you've not healed from? So this will really help you to understand the stage at which this person is at, because, and let me just state something, most of us have traumas, especially we Africans. Firstly, a lot of African parents insult their children. That is verbal abuse, and that is an emotional wound already. And I'm not just going to go into the rest of it because this is not the video for that. So most people have traumas, most people have childhood wounds, most people have adult wounds, probably from past relationships or friendships or disappointments. A lot of people have wounds. So anybody who has not identified their wounds is just not self-aware and does not know what is wrong with them, but they may be acting a certain way but don't know that it is because of that wound that they're acting the way they're acting. But let me just tell you that it is not in your position to try to heal them. You are just trying to know where they are in their journey, so you will know if it is safe for you to go on with them or to back out. Next question is, how do you define cheating? Cheating is a whole lot of different things to different people. Just smiling at another person is cheating to someone. Flirting, I won't call that just, because that's not just anything, but flirting with someone is cheating. To some people, flirting is not cheating. There are some people who are in open relationships and are very okay with flirting with other people, right? So you have to understand how this person defines cheating so that you won't go and be doing what you're not supposed to be doing, basically. Next question says, what did the last 6 months teach you? The purpose of you asking this person these questions is not because you just have some bunch of questions. And also, I just really quickly want to state that you're asking these questions, you want to ensure that you have your own answers and you have your own view and perspective on all these things. You have to have, so that when the person asks you back, you won't be there sitting down like you're asking so many questions, you don't even have an answer to your own question. That will make you look very, very silly, and I don't want you to be in that position. Vision is so important. If you are dating somebody and one is going left, one is going right, there will be so much conflict and there is really no point of you people being there in the first place. Next is, what do you value most in your relationship? Next is, what are your short-term goals? You want to make sure this person has something going on in their life. You can't just be dating people who don't have a clear vision or have a set goal for what they want and where they are going. Be with someone who has plans, basically. So you want to know what are your short-term goals, because at the end of the day, somebody can build a castle in the air, tell you about what they are going to achieve in the next 10, 20, 30 years, which is very fine and normal to do, but I mean the short-term goals are what really build up to what you are going to get in those 10, 20, 30 years time. So you want to know where that person is heading in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Next is, what's your ideal relationship? Next is, what are you not willing to compromise on? Almost like, what is a deal breaker for you? There are kind of 2 different things, but they are kind of the same in a way as well. Next is, what do you think about marriage? This is a very, very important question to ask, because not everybody who is dating wants to get married. The institution of marriage is one thing God wants for all of us, but not everybody God created actually wants the institution of marriage. Next question is, what are your religious beliefs? You want to ensure that the person you're with, the spiritual beliefs and religious beliefs this person has, aligns with your vision. There is no point dating somebody who your visions, your goals, and your purpose don't align. Like, there is no need, because there is somebody out there whose vision aligns with yours. There is somebody out there whose purpose is in line with yours. So why do you have so much scarcity mindset and feel like you have to settle for somebody who is not even in the same headspace as you are? And obviously there are people who are from completely different religious backgrounds and they've made a partnership work, but obviously it's not so common. Next question is, are you open to relationship counseling? It can get to a point in your partnership where you might need a third-party advice, or you might need a third-party opinion in your situation. And most people love to be private. Not everybody wants their business out there, but they can get to a point in your situation where you need actual counseling, you need help, you need direction. So you have to know if this person is one person who is open to third-party opinion, and not just a regular third-party like going to meet a random family member. You have to know if this person is open-minded enough to seek third-party advice when it is needed. How important is sex to you? This is a very, very important question to ask, because you do not want to have to get into a partnership where the person doesn't want to be intimate, or the person doesn't want a sexual relationship at that point in their life. So people can be in a relationship without being intimate. So you have to know if this is a deal breaker for the person, so that you can pack your load early and go. You know that later in the partnership somebody is pressurizing you to do something you really do not want to do. So you want to get their view on what it is. Last 2 questions I'm going to throw in. What are your views on racism and feminism? The point of these questions is just to understand, like I said, their perspective, how they think, where they are coming from. Because a lot of people have very messed up thinking faculties, and until you see their perspective on certain issues and certain general occurrences in the world, you really understand how they reason, and you know if that aligns with you, who you are, your vision. What are your top priorities for the next 5 years? This is almost like the what are your short-term goals, but this is more of a, is it mid-term goals now or long-term? 5 years is still kind of like short, long-term kind of, so it's like, should we say mid-term? But you want to know what their priorities are for the next 5 years, especially if you're like older. Maybe you're dating someone who is probably going to their 30s or in their 30s already. You want to know where this person is taking their life to, so that you're not going to enter into inside an unknown something that you don't even understand. Because I mean, I personally feel like somebody who is in their 30s should have figured their life to some extent, not entirely, but at least should have scratched the surface of their purpose. It's not going to be like that for everybody, but at least to some extent, somebody in their 30s should have a vision of where they're going to. And if you see that this person you're dating does not even know where he's going to, does not even know what he wants at that point, or does not know what she wants at that point. If you're getting into something with somebody who is not aligned with their purpose for life, it's going to drag you back. Although there are some people that could discover their purpose when they finally get married or when they get with somebody, depending, it's not always like that. But the way this life is designed, man is mostly designed to find his or her purpose when you're alone. You find your purpose more when you walk alone, when you go on your self-discovery journey and you find yourself, and then you are able to now come with a whole person. So it's two whole people coming together to make a partnership, a healthy partnership work. Thank you so much for being active on this channel. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. It means a whole lot to me. I really appreciate each and every one of you who take that time out to actually come on here and watch my content, and I would love to bring you so much more amazing content. Let me know what you like to see next time in the comment section, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in subsequent videos.
Girls like me, I like a magnet to a knife.